Welcome everybody to something I like to call the Weebcast. As you can guess today, we here are talking about some of our favorite animes and least favorite animes. But today, I'd like to speak about a certain anime. Would you like to say which anime we're speaking about, guest?
Ugh, Sword Art Online because that's what he decided to start with.
I thought it was just it's
It's
something.
very general.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically just like, well, first off, if you're watching us, then why? Why do you not know what it is? Second off, watch it, and you'll either love it or hate it.
If you're on the internet, you've at least seen something from SAO.
Oh yeah,
Like even before I started watching anime, I knew what SAO was. Like it was just it's like up there with like Attack on Titan, like you just know the title and what Death Note, honestly.
oh very true.
Those are probably the other two that like you just know them, even if you don't watch anything. I'm gonna give a proper summary though. I'm just looking for it.
Wow, just looking it up, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Basically, the premise is that it's very kind of cliche, but like interesting because it's like near future. They have the VR MMORPG, and I'm not gonna say that full thing because that's long. And it's just the game's called Sword Art Online. Who could have guessed? It was released where players control their avatars with their bodies using a piece of technology called nerve gear. One day, players discover they cannot log out, as the game creator is holding them captive unless they reach the 100th floor of the game's tower and defeat the final boss. Which, funny, the final boss is. That's a really bad spoiler. Never mind. However, if they die in the game, they die in real life. Who could have guessed that? But that's just like the first arc. There are three more after that are also existent, which
And
I want to talk about.
yeah, and just letting you guys know, we are gonna be
We're spoiling
spoiling.
things.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Because
so anyway, we're done with this whole summary thing. We're gonna be moving
yep.
on to the first topic, which is best and worst girls. What is your best girl, mother?
um. Well, I can't like choose one, so I'd say it's a tie between Yuki and Sinon because I mean Yuki was just like. First of all, she actually was able to beat overpowered main character Kirito, though I did like him, but we'll get into that later. But she was actually able to beat him in a fight. She didn't fall in love with him, like every other female in the series. Should have just had a harem tag, but again, we should talk about that too. But she was just like really lovable and cute, and she died, and it kills you when she dies. And that was she. When she died, I was like, I don't care about anything anymore. And then Sinon, because my favorite arc in the series was the GGO one, which is Gun Gale Online, but which is another game. Though I did like the other ones too. But she was just like again, independent, was able to do what she wanted to, and was overall just sort of interesting to watch her development and that she actually had a tragic backstory. Unlike the other characters who are like, man, I just like games.
It's very
So
true.
yeah, that's my reasoning.
I can say the only girl I like is Yuki. Maybe because she's like, first off, she's not part of the harem, which is insanely apparent.
Yeah, Xenon's part of the harem too, but like actually, I like her better with him. But whatever,
And
whatever.
she's just badass. It's just like, oh,
She is.
I'm dying, but I can still kick all your asses just because I want to.
Yeah, and like when you see her because they have this scene where she's like in the hospital and Asuna goes to visit her. I'm surprised I can still remember this, and it was like actually like really sad, and you felt like death. And she was like, "No, it's okay. I'll die in the virtual world and be happy." And I'm like, "Girl, you're killing me." And just like the concept of being able to like use virtual reality to get rid of pain is actually a cute idea.
Yeah, it's pretty smart actually. I can't agree.
Because like they're all sick, so like they go into virtual reality, and that way they don't feel the pain.
Very true. All
So yeah.
right, so moving on to our next topic, it's gonna be still on a girl. So we're gonna be talking about incest.
Oh, to explain that for those of you who haven't seen it, even though this is spoilers, so like if you watch this, you're screwed to watch it. But like, there's a character. What's her real name?
Suguru?
Sugua.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
Sugawara, yeah, that's her name. I looked it up. Um, she is technically main character Kirito or Kazuto's cousin. So like, okay, we can like, with, technically that's okay. It's legal, but it's weird. They have the same last name, and she's like, "I'm in love with you," and he's like, "But I'm already in love with someone else," and it's just like awkward. You didn't need to go there. They could have just been really close. She could have just like wanted his attention because like that's a thing that you want with siblings. You want to look up to them. I'm a horrible example because I don't give a crap about my brother, but like.
It's true.
Seriously, that's like a yeah, that's like a thing that like you can be close to people you're related to and want to look up to them because she's got into games and he's like a god in games because obviously we need to have that. So like they could have had that, but instead she got weird and was like in love with him. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, you're so close to incest and I can't. I'm sorry. This
It was insanely
Oremo was enough.
concerning.
We don't need any more. We have Oremo. There's no more. We don't need it.
You think they watched Oremo and just got inspired? It's like, oh, we need some incest in
Which
here.
one
Pour
came
that
out
in.
first?
Oremo came out like 2010.
Oh yeah. Ugh. They should have just. This side note. They should have just stopped at the good end. They should have just stopped at the good end. You didn't need to go any further. Anyway, what's your next topic?
Okay, next is how we feel about the story.
Yeah, you should go first because I keep talking.
I think they should, like the first whole arc was like, oh yeah, we're in SAO. That they should have just done that and done nothing else with it, or even like
Really?
a trip back to SAO or something like that. I don't know. I did
But the game got destroyed. You can't go back
something
to
like
a
that. Don't
destroyed game.
listen. Logistics. Uh,
Okay.
but like it really should have just not gone to like, oh, it's like two different games. We should just no. I didn't
But the
need
thing,
that.
they had the whole thing because Alfheim Online didn't use the same seed as Sword Art Online because I know at the end of Alfheim, the creator guy gave the seed to Kirito and was like, "Here you go, expand it." So I get expanding it to more games after that because like you have basically like the generic like structure of the game, so you can just like make it into whatever you want, and obviously it's gonna expand. Like one day we will get virtual reality and it will like spread like wildfire. Like I get the concept of there being more than one game, but like they stuck to only two other ones, which made it a little strange. And then now in the movie they're gonna go into is what's it called, augmented reality or something,
I forget.
which they ended up which they because they also in the other universe there's also Excel World, which you haven't seen, right?
Mm-mm.
Well, haha, I did. And like they mentioned like how it ended up like progressing, but like in SAO they never really talked about that, which made it a little confusing. And like, but still, I do think it should have gone to more games because I loved Gun Gale Online just because like it was nice to have only two characters, no harem, even though he was still in love with Asuna, even though Sinon was starting to fall in love with him. But technicality. But I just liked the storyline of it just because it was like, I don't know. I don't even like FPS or anything with guns, which is sort of interesting that I liked that arc, but yeah.
Yeah, you can like it for story reasons, so it's fine.
It was a little like I was somewhat surprised by how it ended, but like at the same time I was like, why are you stupid? Like the opening spoiled who it was. Like if you watch the third opening, because I just watched it like 10 minutes ago, it spoils the entire thing. Like if you pay attention to it, it's like, all right, that's not okay.
It's
And
true.
then what else have you got?
Actually, going back to the first topic, we never went over worst girls.
Oh, right. Worst girls. Silica and Lisbeth and every other girl who showed up for one episode and then never came back again. Actually, they did come back, but they got no development.
Yeah.
What was their purpose? I don't know, but they were there for that one episode. Elizabeth was like the almost attempted other love interest. She got a little pouty when he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in love with Asuna," and that was their weird way of starting to introduce the fact that he was falling in love with Asuna. Instead of just doing it in the normal way, why don't we torture someone else in the process? Like, why the hell not? And also, low key, Kirito is an example of like in the real world, no one would ever fall in love with him because it's like how in an anime, it's like magic. The main character appears and every girl falls in love with him. Just make it a harem already. Like, ugh, there have only been a few harems that I've watched that I'm like, that is how you do a harem. Let me see, what are my favorite harems? Let me look at my list.
That's concerning.
Well, I feel like if they put the harem tag on SAO, they could have made it more interesting. Because you can have harems and still be a romance. Or in High School Host Club was a romance at the same time as being a harem. Because, you know, she ended up with Tamaki. Oh, I just spoiled that one for you. Congratulations.
I'll put a
But,
spoiler
like,
on.
yeah, like, literally you can have a romance. They could have the relationship with Kirito and Asuna develop just as it did and put the harem tag on it and probably make it more of a comedy and probably make it more humorous for people because I'm sorry, you don't just magically fall in love with one person. And there's not just magically only one male. Isn't this gaming? I'm sorry. I've played games and the population isn't mostly girls and not guys. It's the opposite. So where are other males? Even the only other male who's with it has this weird ship thing going on with him, and it's like, what the heck?
That actually brings us to our next topic, Klein.
What?
Yeah, should he have gotten more development?
Oh, well, I never really liked him. I should probably, well, actually, you said girls. I don't know. He was just like there at the beginning, and you're like, yeah, you're a character who could be expended pretty easily. Like, if he died, I'd be like, like,
Eh.
you don't care. But, like, I don't know. He could have had more development, and it probably would have made him more interesting. But, like, you know, we only had to focus on our scrawny little main character. I know I think you guys are probably going to think, like, I don't like him. But I actually really liked Kirito when I first watched it, which I know is your next topic. So, like, I feel like they just wanted to just focus on Kirito and just make sure he got every second of development. Because other guys would have been distracting.
They could have made a bromance out of it. They really could have.
Yeah, but like I never liked the character, so if that had happened, I would have been like, I'm trying to find other harems still that I've seen.
They could have like actually gave him some development as a character instead of just like putting him at the beginning, put him like somewhere towards the end, and that's it.
Yeah, and then that was all the testosterone the show had. That was a lot of girls, and to have it not be the harem tag. What?
It should honestly have it.
I know. Why didn't they like? It just makes no sense. No sense why there wasn't any other dudes,
Like,
or why they just didn't put the harem tag.
It's and going back to the topic of like the girls falling in love with him. If like say a guy saves you from like one monster, you're just not gonna be like, oh my senpai, you saved me, I love you. That's not how
If
it works.
if that was the case, every time you did something for me in a game, that would mean that I would fall in love. That just doesn't happen.
It's true.
I still hate you.
Wow, I feel the love.
Oh, and Loki, another harem that works as a romance at the same time. Nisekoi, very good. Recommend you read it. So
I finished it.
you
It's
finished
a good
it.
read.
Yeah, see, it works. They exist. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like Nisekoi had like an end where it's like, oh, here's the romance finally, and then
Yeah.
like SEO's like, here's the romance, but the other girls are
Oh.
still going after him. Don't worry.
Oh, and the low key, the only arc that really focused on their romance was the first one. It literally almost fizzled out after that. They just stopped talking about it. They only focused on like the actual plot line of the show. And like I thought they would go back to it like when they were in the second time they were in Alpha M Online when there was like that like weird arc before Yuki's arc. and they were like, I don't know, they got like that gold sword or something, and like they didn't even do anything really there either. They just were together, but they weren't really together. Like, if you're gonna do a romance, you gotta keep the romance present throughout. I'm trying to think of an action that has like solid romance in it. Let me think here, because like it is possible to have an actual action and keep the romance throughout. I don't have any good examples because they're all like they could be romances, but they're not. Rough.
Anyway, next category, I know you're gonna love it. Was Yui
Mm.
good?
Ugh. She was interesting. I get their whole family thing that ended up happening because it was like Kirito and Asuna, like, are the parents, but it got weird. It got really weird at points because it was like, especially when they were like looking for Asuna, it was like looking for mommy, and it's like, they're not your parents. You're literally not real. Like, what's your opinion?
Hated her. Shouldn't have been in there. Should have just died.
You hated her?
Hated her. Didn't want her. When she came back in Alpine, she's like, oh god, get this little shit out of here.
But she was cute overall. But when the fact that she was like a little pixie and like all fine, I was like, what the hell? Like, what is she?
It was dumb.
What?
I hated her. She was so annoying.
What aspect of the show did you like? Serious question.
Considering I don't like it now, that's gonna be hard. I guess,
Oh my
like,
god.
what, you know I don't like it.
I know. And then like you probably this review makes it sound like I don't like it, like I'm being very negative, but like
You
it's
can be
still
picky
my
without
third
being negative.
favorite. Like I really, when I first watched it, it made me. Cause maybe it was because it was my second anime ever. Cause you know it's the one that everyone knows. So I was like, I might as well just watch it, even though I haven't watched Attack on Titan yet. But with the terms of Sao, it's like I just liked it. It made me really want to keep watching anime, and like I had such high hopes. And then you made me watch High School DxD, and then I almost stopped watching anime. But that's another
That reminds me,
story.
we should do that for next week, cast High School
We are
DxD.
not. We are not. You will not put me through a review of High School DxD. I don't remember anything about that. I just know that they are all chess pieces. That's all I remember from that.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. And that there were tits everywhere. There's nothing more to it. Did have good plot line though. I will give it that. But why are we digressing? Sao.
Alright, and on to our next topic. Would SAO be a good game for us people to play?
I mean, I wish I could play the game, but
I
I
feel
can't.
like I know technology is insanely far off in the future, but like I feel like it could be interesting and fun to play. I
I
would
just
play through it.
I can't play it ever just because it's like the concept of me being able to ever buy the tech in the future just wouldn't happen. I just wouldn't have the funds. But if I could play virtual reality, I 100% would. Like it would be so, even though I sort of suck at video games, like I would study it and figure it out just so that way I could play it because I want to swing around weapons. I'm sorry. I could finally kill you.
Wow. And actually, on this topic, I just thought of something. What would you do if you were in a life or death situation that they were in?
Well, trying to think, I would probably do something similar to what Asuna did because I wouldn't have the balls to go solo because, like I said, I can't play games, but I would like work because she worked hard to get to where she ended up being. So like I would like put in the effort and I wouldn't just like sit there and like cry. I would just be like, all right, so I have to play a game. I might as well play it. And she ended up, becoming like important in the top guild. So like that's probably what I would do. Just work hard, get important. So that way you have the cushion of being in the top guild, but like the power to be able to do what you have to
Yeah,
survive the rest.
yeah, I would do something similar like that. I would honestly just go out solo on first, and then like make friends with people, party up, and then like eventually join a guild. And
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I'd like trust people right away. I'd hope that
Yeah.
I had knew someone in there. Like Klein actually knew people in there, so like it made it easy for him because like he had them, even though he didn't get very far. But like still, he knew people, so it did make it a little easier. Like imagine if you and you and me got stuck in a game. I would totally like just ride on your coattails, make you teach me everything, then be like, okay, bye, and then do what Asuna did.
Wow. What a legend.
Because if I'm gonna play a game, especially one like that, I might as well go hard or go home, or in this case, go hard or die.
True. And now for one of our final topics. How do we feel about the music?
Ah, music 10 out of 10, perfect openings. They're all the best.
Honestly, I
Like
gotta say this. That's definitely the favorite part of SAO. The
it's
music
so
was memorable.
And also, I'm not one to judge for art because, like, I am in love with Clannad, and we all know the eyes are weird. It's
Ugh.
hard to get past them. No, but the storyline's amazing. So I never usually judge for art, but the art in SAO is like perfect. It's perfect. And it was
It's
the same in
decent.
Excel World. It was really pretty in Excel World. It just is nice to look at in general. Like
Oh yeah,
one,
definitely.
trying to think what one I'm trying to think of one where like the art could have been better. The show was good. There were some points, honestly. I know there was a point to it in Madoka Magica that like the art was a certain way, but like it really threw me off sometimes because like it wasn't standard art and it was like weird, and I was not a fan. So it sort of distracts from like the actual show. So like it's important, but it's not important. That's my opinion.
Yeah, the music sometimes can make or break a show. Sometimes it's just like get just move past the
Some
music and just like actually watch it. But for this, I'd say
Yeah.
like definitely you'd want to sit through all the like openings before the episode. It's like, oh, it's such a nice feeling.
The first and third one, actually, 1, 3, and 4 are all good. Sorry, number 2, you're sort of annoying.
Can't agree.
but but yeah, it's like, but yeah, I definitely agree with like it can make doesn't necessarily make or break it. Like for example, the first 2 Assassination Classroom openings were horrifying. I know you haven't seen Assassination Classroom, but you need to watch it.
Maybe
The first 2
someday.
openings are pretty meh, but like the second 2 are good. So it's like after you watch the first opening, you're like, I'm sorry, this can't be legit. Like you think it's a parody after the opening, but it's not, and you're like, what? So yeah, that's my opinion on the
And
world.
finally, what is our overall rating of this show in its entirety?
um, well, seeing as it's my third favorite, pretty high. Like I'll give it like a 7 or so because I know that there are flaws. Like the timing is really weird. Should have a harem tag. Some characters got zero development and were completely unnecessary. But overall, I enjoyed watching it. Like it's refreshing to watch. It makes you want to go somewhere and destroy a lot of things, which is always a great feeling to have.
Also, what's your favorite arc order? Like favorite to least favorite?
My favorite what?
Like arc order. Like which arc did you like the most? Which arc do you like the least? Stuff like that.
Oh, arc.
Yeah.
Um, well, I'd say GGO, the first like the SAO arc. Um, the arc while they're getting Asuna after the first arc, so the second arc, and then like I want to put. I would have put, and then I'd say, yeah, the last arc, which is Yuki's arc. I wanted to put it higher, but like, I don't like Asuna as the main focus just because she doesn't have the personality to be able to handle it.
Hmm.
What's yours?
Uh, first, first is as the actual SAO arc because like it does what it does well.
Yeah,
Then the
fair.
Yuki arc, except for the first half of it when they're getting Excalibur, that's just dumb. I wish it
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
there.
that's not really part of it because like it's like I call it like the weird mini arc in between. I forgot to mention that one. Like eh.
Yeah, it was not good. But yeah,
It
that's
was
my
just
fourth.
random.
That's my second. third was probably GGO. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that was bad. It just didn't interest me as much. Like, oh, FPS, we're not in like a fantasy
Yeah,
VR
but it was
thing.
it was a nice change. Like, cause like it had all the fantasy cliches, but now it was like we're gonna do something completely different. And you're like, okay, that's
And
fun.
finally, the Alpine mark. I hate that they just make Asuna like, oh, she's this great character who can actually kick ass. Then it's like, oh, never mind, damsel in distress. Gotta go save her.
Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't like that, but like I just liked the fact that they were like still cute, romancy. That,
Hmm,
and then they just fizzled out.
true.
And it's like, if you're gonna have a romance anime, you gotta keep up the romance. Let me see if like the second season even has the romance tag, because like that's BS if it does. Let's see.
Because
That is BS. That
there's
is
no romance
BS.
between
There's
anybody but
no
like
romance at all.
Kirito and Sinon. That's like it.
Yeah, that's the romance, not the actual romance with him and Asuna. Like the whole point of the show. And then weren't we also going to talk about Kirito as a main character?
Oh right, we skipped over. Yeah, Kirito. Oh, I hate him. Oh,
What?
he's just the worst type of person. He's like
Yeah,
basically know it all. He's a know it all, and it's just
you.
like don't make that the main character.
But some like I think that like as someone who likes to rate at random points, they picked a very easy main character. He gets the job done. He gets you motivated. He makes you want to save the world. You can tell he obviously has the ability to be able to do it. Like, it doesn't seem like impossible for what he's able to do. Like, he's able to be a solo player, able to end up beating the game because he has the personality type that can handle it. It was very easy, straightforward. They didn't have to work very hard to make him good. They just, made it eat. They took the easy way out. They could have made him like more like stressed. They could have like maybe made him like not OP from the start and then like get stronger over time. They could have done things to make it less cliche, but what they did got the job done. Seeing as they made 2 years take place in like 17 episodes. So,
Yeah.
they're they didn't really have a lot of time to like make him powerful enough to be able to kill, you know, the creator.
Also, this is a bit of a digress, but for the ep- last episode of the first arc, which is the actual SAO, I
Hmm.
call insane bullshit on the power of human will. Being able to be
Oh,
like, oh, I win the game because I have will.
yeah, because what ends up happening is he gets killed, right? And then he like is like, nope, just kidding. I'm gonna be able to stab you anyway. Yeah, that's a little bullshit.
Dumb. Don't like it.
They totally Deus Ex Machina that because they didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, they did.
anyway, ending this off, out of 10, what would you rate this anime?
We already said 7-8 is what I would put it. We
Alright,
already talked about
would
this.
you recommend people watching this?
I would recommend it if you're just starting anime. It's a very easy starter. It'll make you want to like keep watching anime, like I like said, because it was like my second one. But even if you've been watching anime for a while, you can still enjoy it. You can't fall for the fact that people are like, oh, it's mainstream, it's stupid. You gotta have your own opinion going into it. You have to just see it for. You gotta just use what they give you basically, and like enjoy it on your own without everyone else telling you what to think about it because you type SAO, you're gonna get like either people who will like fuck Kirito every day, or you will get people who despise him and want to burn the show and everything about it. So it's one of those, please form your own opinion, but you can still enjoy it. And yeah, the reason why I separated like if you're just starting is because like you don't know crap. And so it's very easy for you to like get hooked on like one and like just like enjoy it for what it is because you don't know any better. If you're an experienced person, you'll be like, well, this show is actually good. Whereas SAO has flaws. Every anime has flaws. I will point out flaws about everything,
It's
even
true.
if I loved it. Which I loved SAO, but you just heard me list a bunch of flaws about it. So, like, please, for the love of fucking god, stop shitting on everything. Allow people to have their own opinions, and just don't be an asshole. That's what I have to say about it.
Wise words from Lexi.
Yeah, just don't be an asshole. Holy shit. Because every time I mention, like, oh yeah, I like SAO, I either get people who will, like, praise me for the rest of their lives, or literally are like, it's time for you to die. I'm like, okay, thank you. So, like, don't go. The best thing is, this is sort of a story thing. When I was talking, because I had just, like, on one of my Instagram accounts, I had just posted something of, like, with SAO, like some SAO pic, and, like, someone commented and they were like, this is mainstream trash. The only thing I'll watch is Naruto. And I commented, I was like, Naruto. I was like, Naruto's more mainstream. You know this, right? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
That's
oh
actually amazing.
no, right? I deleted their comments.
No, you should
I was
have
like,
kept it.
you're not even allowed to exist.
You should have
I think
framed it.
I think they reported me.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that's my story. So basically, mainstream doesn't mean it's poisonous. It just means that a lot of people watch it and it's got a lot of funding.
True.
That's all mainstream means. Like, that's what I feel with a lot of them. Like, there are some that aren't mainstream that I think should be. Like, Beyond the Boundary, I think should have more views than it has, but it doesn't have that many. Let me actually look and see, at least from Kiss Anime, how many views it has. Kyokai no Kanada. Oh, they changed the cover. It only has 973,000. When I watched it, it only had 500,000, so it's gotten more. But, like, it was very good, and it didn't get any love, so
Sad.
SAO got a lot of love and a lot of hate, but, you know, it's whatever. Do what you feel what you want to feel.
All right, so we had a bit of mess ups right there. I just want to say my rating of it 4 out of 10, but you should still watch it because you may feel different, and that's okay. Because
Yeah,
you're all
opinions.
humans. And that is the end of Weebcast today. I just want to say thank you all for actually coming and listening to us. Hopefully you stuck to the end, and hopefully we influence you to go watch it or change your opinion on it. Who knows? But please leave in the comments what your opinions on any of these topics were, and we'll be glad to look at them. So thank you all for coming, and I'm just out. Computer troubles give me struggle. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for my guest today.